Hey, slashers and scream queens, and welcome back to the Horror Daddies
A
Podcast.
podcast where we talk about horror movies.
And the daddies in them.
And I'm your film daddy, John.
And I'm your horror daddy, Carlos.
And before we start, Carlos, we have to mention the controversy from the last episode.
I mean, it wasn't controversial.
It was a very controversial, I had to reflect a lot. And I was like, I need to hear the community out.
Of course. We always do.
So the last episode, we watched 13 Ghosts.
We did.
Anyways, with Matthew Daddy Lillard.
Uh-huh.
And we couldn't grasp that Cyrus in that movie, if you haven't seen it, go check out our episodes and yell at us while you're watching, that Cyrus, the main antagonist, was alive the entire time.
I'm just going to start off with saying that the whole movie as a whole just doesn't make sense.
Carlos, we're supposed to be like
No, and it's fine that you guys are. I'm glad you guys told me because that part just doesn't make sense as a whole that he was still alive.
Yeah,
but in reality, watching the movie and not knowing nothing about like special features or anything,
I didn't grasp that.
Yes.
And I think what it's supposed to be is that when he takes off the glasses, the reveal that like, oh, he's actually alive.
But my thing is, how are you alive? But you kept your neck split.
I guess it had to sell it.
No.
I guess that's my thing. And because then the mom at the end is perfectly fine.
You know what? She went to heaven. Fine. She's an angel now. But also, Cyrus, you're faking your death. Who did all those prosthetics on you? I forgot his name.
Castle.
When Matthew Lillard found you dead with your neck split by some metal piece, Kalina did it?
And that, honestly, the way that he faked his death is pretty kind of
unfakeable.
crazy.
It's unfakeable.
Like, everything that was happening, he had time to just lay down on a car, get like a shard of metal. Like, it's a little bit of a stretch.
Yes.
I thought like it would have been. I just thought it just didn't make sense. Whatever, something was cut, and it just didn't make sense.
It was cut that his death was faked.
But I was like, oh, it'd be cool if not Cyrus, Arthur, the main character, was actually dead. Like not the entire time, but once he died somehow throughout the movie, and that's how he could see Cyrus. Yeah. That could have been a little bit more interesting. Mm-hmm. But I guess you were supposed to go, whoa, shit, he's alive.
If he wanted to fake his death and you wanted us to believe he was alive, you should have just cleaned up his neck, had same outfit, but like clean. And then maybe I would have been like, oh, I see what they're doing. Yeah. But they did it. But anyways, everyone just that commented, though, thank you for letting us know.
Yeah, I thought it was really funny.
Yeah.
That we had like a couple people just be like, yo, you guys, he faked his death.
And it's
so
like, okay, thank you guys.
Funny.
The movie doesn't say that. It doesn't. To me, it doesn't.
I didn't get it.
So
I watched it twice.
I just thought that he was like all powerful fucking ghost or something. I was like, people can just see me. Yeah. Or he wanted to be seen if we go by fucking Beetlejuice rules. I don't fucking know. Anyway.
Thank you
again.
Us.
We do appreciate it.
It's really funny, guys.
It's just it's really funny that he faked his death. How?
Explain to me. But now that that's out of the way,
yeah.
What movie are we watching today?
Another ghost movie, and is this an accident?
Not planned.
Paranormal Activity 2.
It's because we're watching 13 ghost movies, right?
No.
We should have just kept going. All the ghost movies.
So you know what? Because this is like, I can't believe we haven't done these movies yet, but they all been ghost movies. So do we just not do a lot of ghost movies?
Because they're kind of the same. Let's be honest.
We're doing one next week. I already chosen.
So we watched Paranormal Activity 2.
Yes.
So if you haven't seen our last episode, go check that out.
Technically, Paranormal Activity 1.
This is 0. This is Paranormal Activity 0. Because this movie's a prequel.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, spoilers.
Yeah, so this movie's like, it's a prequel to Paranormal Activity 1 that turns into a sequel in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
It turns into the sequel in the last 5 minutes, so it's a prequel sequel.
Yeah, so do you like that they did that? That they kind of expanded on the second? Is it a sequel to the second one? Or to the first one? Or does this happen like...
So in the terminology of coming out, it is the second movie in the series. Yeah. But it's technically a prequel to the first one. Yeah. But then what happens is that the ending turns it into a sequel.
Because they just found Mika's body, right? They didn't find hers.
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
and
that's right.
It's because she was at the sister's house kidnapping the baby. So once we go from her appearing at the house, that's when it becomes Paranormal Activity 2.
It's like Bride of Frankenstein.
But Paranormal Activity 2 is technically a very short film because it's just Katie taking the baby and that's it. We don't really get a sequel to Paranormal Activity until we get to part 4. Okay. Part 4 is the indefinite sequel to Paranormal Activity 1, 2, and 3. Gotcha. If we go by timeline, it's technically 3, 2, 1, Paranormal Activity 4.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. I can't wait because I know I've seen bits and pieces of of different movies. There's one ending that I remember that kind of fucked me up, but I can't remember which one it is.
Probably the third one.
Maybe. It's the one with the bat. It goes like that. Yeah. So next episode.
Not next week, but like
no, in the future.
But this one was directed by Todd Williams and writers in the screenplay was done by Michael R. Perry, Christopher Landon, and Tom Pabbs. Christopher Landon has popped up on this podcast before from Freaky.
Oh yeah. Maybe he should pop up in the podcast as a guest.
Honestly, we'll love that. Budget of $3 million. This movie made money.
How much?
This movie made $177.5 million.
Oh, that's some good money.
From $3 million budget. This movie was the biggest opening weekend for a horror movie ever at its time.
Awesome.
With $40 million. It now stands at number 8. Because Chapter 1 stands at number 1 now with $123 million.
I mean, yeah, that movie was
followed
crazy.
by Halloween 2018.
But like, it's crazy how like this movie is his own like thing. It's not like a Halloween or like it's his own. You know, it's Paranormal Activity. Like at this time, like it
was only a second movie.
Yeah, now
it's a thing. It. Now you hear the name, it's like
But it is such a huge like figure and everyone knows about it. This Paranormal Activity too, like come on.
And actually, if you guys want to hear like the top 10 of all time, I think I still have it here open. Yes, it's so number 1 was It, number 2 was Halloween 2018, number 3 is Us.
Let's go. Okay.
Number 4 is The Nun. I know people hate it.
Yeah.
Number 5 is Paranormal Activity 3.
Okay.
Number 6 is A Quiet Place. Number 7 is The Conjuring. Number 8 is Paranormal Activity 2 now. The 9 is Conjuring 2. And number 10 is Insidious Chapter 2.
Okay.
So those are the top 10 grossing horror movies of all time.
That's awesome.
Opening weekends.
Yeah,
not the worldwide, just opening weekends. So Blumhouse has like half of those movies under their belt. Which
Blumhouse be producing some crazy ass shit, man.
So... yeah, as I was saying though, this movie I like it, but this rewatch it felt long.
It felt really long.
Like I checked 30 minutes in because I thought we were an hour in. We were only 30 minutes in and I was like, wow, this movie actually feels super long this time around. And nothing much happens throughout the movie, just little things here and there where I feel like the first one we get more, there's more, and I think it's because of the fact of it's just one room and the whole time you're just watching certain things in the room, where this one they take it up a notch where they put a camera system or a security system in the house with cameras. So now instead of just being stuck with one room or one camera, we're having technically 6 house cameras and 1 handheld camera. But it just felt too long for me this time around. I was kind of bored.
Yeah. I mean, he knows I kind of fell asleep for like 15 minutes because it was really slow. And it's like, I like the idea because it's like, let's be honest, found footage movies, like, there's gonna be a time where nothing's gonna happen. You know? And I like that. But it was like, I think for me, I was never really scared of the Paranormal Activity movies because I know it was promoted. I was like the scariest movie. People were like running away from theaters or whatever. And I watched it. I wasn't scared of it. This one, I think the scares are better. But for me, they're like, it's my problem with like found footage where it's like, it's always something really obvious. And it's like, instead of something really subtle, it's always like, oh, the pan fell or like this thing was spinning. And it's like, I don't know. It just, for me, it's kind of like, you watch that back and the characters are like, that was the win. And it just, for me, it loses me at some points. Because it's like, I feel like found footage should be way more subtle. And I like that it's long and everything, and the characters were fine. I do like Mika and Katie. Yeah, Katie better, to be honest, than these two. I forgot their fucking names. Daniel and Christy. Yeah. Like they're like kind of boring and like nothing really happens with them until like when shit starts going down. Then it's like Daniel's being a man, and but then everything gets solved, and then that's it. Then I feel like the movie just ends.
Yeah, but everyone dies though.
But it was fine. I don't think it's a terrible movie. I think it's a fun watch, especially with friends or whatever. That'd be kind of fun. Just make fun of like random shit like that's in there because it's kind of a goofy movie as well.
Like it's not the worst, but for some like I remember the first one being like where the first one's more simple for some reason because it's just in one room, but the surroundings and the room itself, it's more creepy. I feel like this one was.
I feel like we have more nighttime shots in the first movie.
Maybe that's true.
Than this one. Because this one, they wake up and then they're being visited and it's more about them.
Yeah, but even the first one with just being them two, it doesn't feel as long.
No.
This one felt really long today.
Is it the same time?
Do we know? Maybe an hour.
An hour and 26 is the first one. This one is an hour and 31. It's a little longer, but it's not by much. It shouldn't
have felt...
No, if this one, it's just nothing happens, like not even a sound, like for like a good fucking 40 minutes into the movie.
And I guess it's because this is technically the first one, so it's like trying to start to tell a story.
Yeah.
Then the first one is more mysterious, and we don't know why the fuck it's happening to them. And then this one we find out why.
Yeah.
Daniel's an asshole.
Yeah, I was in Daniel's side for like the first bit, and I was like, Daniel is just being like, hey, let's just kind of make sense of things. But then he like shit's happening, and he's like, no. Yep. And I'm like, okay, dude, come on, I would believe that.
But so this movie, the trailer for this movie, I think I remember this. It was shown with the Twilight Saga eclipse, like right before.
Oh my god, all those little girls and little boys like fucking crying.
So a lot of theaters in Texas, I guess, had to take out the trailer because people were complaining.
Oh no, that's so. I would love to see that.
Yep, which I find it really funny, and it was also attached to Resident Evil Afterlife, but that makes sense because it's a horror movie. Yeah. But yeah, and then
Twilight is a horror. Have you seen the acting?
I'm gonna mind my business. So this movie stars Katie Featherston as Katie, Mika Slo as Mika.
They use their real names, right?
They still use their real names. Molly Ephraim as Allie Ray. David Bernard as I don't know why the surveillance camera member gets more top billing than the actual.
What the fuck? Yeah, then Daniel.
I'm just going in order, y'all. Brian Boland as Daniel.
Christy.
Okay, calm down.
Sorry. Bitch. Oh wait, that's not.
She's so fucking beautiful.
That's what I meant to put.
Seth Ginsburg as Brad. Sprague Graydon as Christy Gray. William Juan Prieto as Hunter Ray. Jackson Zena Prieto as Hunter Ray. There's two Hunters because we get newborn Hunter and baby Hunter.
That makes sense.
So there's a time skip. And then Vivis Colombetti as Martine.
Hell yeah, Martine's my favorite character.
Honestly,
love Martine.
She should have been the main character of this movie.
Yep, and she was trying. She was trying
to be, but they fire her ass.
I wish it was racially motivated. Yeah. I have a theory with that. Daniel is a racist in the movie. I don't know about in real life.
Well, you said Daniel. We didn't say the actor's name, so it's the character we're talking about. But this movie starts off with black and white font saying Paranormal Pictures would like to thank the families of the deceased and the Carlsbad Police Department.
They're really trying to sell that.
And this one over here was like, this is real?
No, I didn't mean if the movie was real.
Nope. Because I looked at you and I was like, what conversation we just had?
No, like the title. Like I thought maybe there was an incident that happened at the same time the movie was released. So they're like, let's put this as a hey, thank you. Like sorry guys. Okay. I don't know.
Okay, Jonathan.
I didn't think the movie was real.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Oh no.
But this movie is taking place in Carlsbad, California. Mm-hmm. This is where we meet Christy and Daniel because they arrive home with their new baby boy, Hunter.
And Allie is recording. Yes. She's holding a hand camera, and she's the stepdaughter of Christy.
Yeah, so Daniel's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
We meet Martine, the nanny. They have a German Shepherd named Abby.
Guys, spoiler alert.
The dog dies.
She doesn't make it.
No.
At least we don't see it.
We hear it though.
We hear it.
It is really sad.
It is aggressive.
Super aggressive. Like I was like, y'all need to tone it down. This could have been a real quick Halloween one. Squish the dog a little bit and call it a day.
No,
they made this dog suffer, and I was not into it.
our dog Charlie was like, he was scared. Bro.
I was like, baby, it's okay. I'm not gonna let nothing touch you. Nothing. Then Daniel is doing a vlog for Hunter. They're kind of showing him the house. They're showing him all the rooms. Introducing everyone. Daniel's like, this is what me and your mom made you.
I was like, Jesus, Daniel.
Yeah.
But then I love he has two man caves. The one that's just a computer, and then the other one is like
the TV where they're gonna watch sports. And I love that he was like a huge 50-inch, and I'm like, maybe back then, not anymore.
Yeah, nowadays that's like nothing.
Yeah, that's like, oh no. Katie comes to see him, and so we're like, oh shit. Katie's still alive? Yeah. Because I feel like at this point, we don't know
what's happening.
Yeah, because we see a 2, we're like, it's a sequel. But nah, this is where it kind of is like, we're actually right before what happens to Katie.
Yeah, and then she seems fine too. Like she seems normal. Because it could have been also later. Like,
she's just
okay
back.
Yeah, so we don't know.
And they are sisters. It's Christy and Katie. Thank God they didn't have a third because... those acronyms would have been racist.
I just realized what you. That's true. Like the Kim Kardashians. They're all K's.
Yeah. So we cut to them having fun at the pool. They're having a good time.
Yeah, just chilling. Family from the 2000s. You know.
Yeah.
She has a jean skirt, which makes me really uncomfortable. I don't know why. But jean skirts for me are so uncomfortable. Like jeans already are uncomfortable.
So not to sound like an asshole, but when I see jean skirts, I think of religion. Yep, Catholic. I
think it's because a majority of my family wears jean skirts.
Are they Catholic?
So, yes. Yeah. Or they're like Pentecostal or whatever.
Yeah. So Allie is Katie's obviously niece. Yeah. We meet Brad, her boyfriend.
Oh yeah, that was Brad. Okay, I was gonna ask you that. He jumps into the pool without his beanie and then he grabs it and puts it on, and
so it doesn't get wet. And I'm like, it is wet now. Are you fucking idiot?
Hello, she's like, oh yeah, of course we don't want that.
But I do like that Katie here. She's like, oh, I'm like the evil step-on. I'm like, yeah.
She goes, hey, I'm not evil though, and I was like, yeah.
Wait a few months.
Maybe anymore. We don't know.
Yeah. We cut to the house getting. It looks like it got broken into. A burglar broke into the house. Sorry.
Yeah, like we don't know what happened because the baby room is untouched.
Yeah, the only room that was not touched was Hunter's.
And then everything else is like a mess. It's disastrous.
And nothing was stolen except for Christy's necklace that Katie made her.
Oh.
So that's a weird, like, ooh, what's happening? But I think this is when someone came into the house and put something on the house.
You think so?
Yes.
Oh, that's a good
Because they also checked the basement, and then there was like a wet spot at the basement. I think they blamed the dog. But then if you think about it, this ghost,
is later in the movie.
Yeah, this is later. No, we see the wet spot now. But then the ghost likes to come out and out of the basement.
That's true.
So I wonder if they put something in the basement.
Martine, bro. Martine
came with the sage real quick and was like, "No, ma'am."
Go. Yo, she's trying to protect this family.
Yep. So this is when they decide to get the security cameras. They get 6. So it's get
like pointing at different directions of entry. So windows, doors, everything has even outside at the pool, they have one. And
the cameraman says that I like this that he says, "Oh, the cameras will catch anything, even in the dark." And because we have one in the front, the foyer, the pool, kitchen, living room, and Hunter's room. And this is when we get night 1. And the first night, the camera to the pool turns off, or the light in the pool turns off, but the camera doesn't turn into night vision. It stays dark, so it doesn't catch anything. And then the next day, the dad finds the pool cleaner outside of the pool. So your cameras are whack. They didn't work. But it's also possession.
There's definitely a demon that's swimming on your pool.
Yeah.
He just straight up chilling in the pool.
You think that's how he died?
He just drowned.
Excuse me. Ugh.
Do we get an answer? Okay, this is spoiler territory, but like,
no, I mean, we're
an
spoiling the movie. It's fine.
But like, no, for me, because I've never seen the other ones.
Okay.
Do we get an answer who took the necklace? Do you remember?
I don't recall. It might be explained. Okay, I'm gonna.
Don't go too crazy.
I'm not gonna go too crazy, but the fourth one,
yeah,
is technically the first sequel to the first three.
Yeah.
So we see Hunter and Katie again.
Yeah, I remember.
I just don't recall what happens.
Okay.
Because also the fifth one kind of explains a little more about the whole firstborn boy thing.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because you were explaining
they're
some
marked. That's why it's called the marked ones.
Oh.
Which is probably my favorite one. That's why I'm trying to get there.
That's the one in Mexico, right?
It's in Los Angeles, but they are Mexican descent. Characters. Yeah.
I'm thinking there's a movie that takes place in Mexico that's like a ghost story as well. I think it's a VHS movie that I think they're they turn into zombies or some shit like that. I'm pretty sure. I always confuse it because there's also like handheld and they're skateboarding and then they beat up a bunch of zombies or something like that. It's really weird. And I always think it's a Paranormal Activity movie.
It's not that. And it's definitely not From Dusk Till Dawn, so I don't know.
Yeah, no. I think it's a VHS movie. I always have a memory of that movie.
This is where we kind of see. So throughout this movie, the day shots, nothing really happens. So it's just us hanging out with the family. We kind of see Hunter here crawling up the stairs. Yep. Martina staged at the house. She's like, no bad spirits. And then Allie's asking her why she was doing that. She was like, to get rid of the bad spirits, but keep the good ones.
Yeah, she's trying to explain because Martine, she's not fluent in English at all.
She's not. It's not her first language.
Yeah, but like she mostly speaks in Spanish.
She mostly speaks in Spanish.
Like
but
she barely speaks English.
She defends herself.
Yeah, she'll say "fuck you." Like I guess she needs to defend herself. But like she
understands.
But I do like that the family knows Spanish. I think that's pretty cool. Because like Allie is like really trying to like learn. She's like, oh, this, and she's slowly learning. It's kind of cool.
We get kind of Christy playing with Hunter, and then we get this funny scene where like I guess Martine took a shit and left it in the toilet,
and they're like blaming Allie for it.
Yeah.
Okay, Daniel says, "Man, that's a stench enchilada, like an enchilada."
Oh.
Evidence number one: Daniel's a racist. I mean, it's kind of funny.
It is.
But like a little racist.
A little bit.
Oh, and then we get this weird foot shot. This is the first foot shot in the movie with Christy in the bathtub.
Oh, because she wants to smash Daniel.
Oh, yeah.
Because Martine's not home right now. Nobody's home. It's just them two.
So she's like on the bathtub naked, but her foot is like very fetish. Like everyone that has a foot fetish, go watch that movie because it's like very out there.
Whoa. The second one's a minor.
Yeah, that's true. No, there's three.
Oh.
I counted, but they're both minors. But like for that shot, the other ones, that's fucked up. Don't do that.
Yeah.
But this movie, it was really weird, and I guess that's a common thing in the Paranormal Activity movies because in the reviews are like another foot shot, and I was like, really?
I thought they meant like people getting fucking dragged.
Oh no, I think
because everyone's getting everyone gets grabbed by their fucking foot and gets dragged in these movies.
Or maybe that's what it is. Maybe I don't know. But she wants to. Oh, and then she says that it's 7:20 at night or in the morning because.
So I don't know when it gets dark in California. It's also still August, so it's still summertime. And if you think about it, here it gets dark around 8.
I guess that's true. It was like way too bright because it gets kind of dark by 7.
No, because our last sunset was 2 days ago. Our last 8 o'clock sunset was yesterday.
I guess that's true.
So technically, the sun's not down until like 8.
I guess I got like vibes of like morning because everyone's like kind of have like in the kitchen hanging
after
out.
Every night we cut to the morning.
Yeah.
But this day, I guess with all the saging and Martine talking to Allie, it's just now at the end of the day. And I think Martine might have already left.
And my thing is like, but nobody's home because Allie is not home either.
She probably went to hang out with Brad.
I guess that's true because I'm like, oh, maybe she's in school.
You know? Brads are a nut.
Because I'm like, oh, maybe everyone went to school, so it's like, oh, they're home alone now.
Okay, and who cares if they want to smash in the mornings?
No, it's just like, damn, 7:20 in the morning and everybody's up. Like, what the fuck?
I mean,
that's really early.
Some people with kids just get up super early to start doing their daily stuff.
I guess that's true.
It's not like
parents. Is that a normal thing? I don't know.
You know, they get up and like, I gotta make breakfast for the kids and stuff.
I guess that's true.
Not here. Here's like, Martine's not here. Allie's at school. The baby's still asleep. Let's fuck. Yep. Then we got night 2 where nothing really happens. This is August 8th now, and it's just Christy. I guess Christy babysat Hunter, and she just calms him down. Yeah, because this is where
we see her the second time. So she's staying in the house apparently.
Yeah, for this night.
Yeah. So she wakes up,
and I guess Hunter saw something.
I think every time he cries is that he saw something, because he's always touched him. Yeah, he's always standing up in the same corner, looking at something, crying. But it looks like he's just there crying.
There's one where he is real creepy, and I would have threw the camera at him.
Yeah, he's a creepy baby. But then Katie wakes up, and the cat also. That's all that happens that night.
Yeah, but this is where everyone's having breakfast, and we see Daddy Mika again.
It's a fucking prequel because it says 60 days before his
Mika's death. Yeah. It's like, oh, thanks for. I kind of figure it was a prequel with Katie being around.
He has his neck all broke.
Yeah, but this was like, no, it really is a prequel. It's not that Katie's still possessing normal. No, it's a prequel. So
Mika walks up like, yeah, I forgive you. He's like, his neck is all twisted and dead.
But I think it's funny, Mika's bothering Danny because he's like, hey, dude, I went to Burger King and I said your name and they didn't even give me free food. And then they're like, just because he owns a Burger King don't mean he owns all of them.
And he's like, yeah, he's not the king of Burger King.
And that's actually really true because my aunt, she owns like 2 or 3 over at NPR. And there's one where we can go to, or we used to, I don't know anymore, when I was younger. And she'll have all the coupons for us and everything and free food.
That's pretty dope. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So next time I go to Burger King, I just mention your family's name.
You can't just go to anyone.
I own this Burger King.
But this is where they kind of talk about their new house and how Mika wants his own man cave.
Yeah.
And then he shows them the camera, how they like to record everything, and the house cameras.
In this one, we get like a weird conversation with Allie and not Mika.
Christy and Katie?
Katie and Allie. I think it's Allie. Because she talks, I think, about like...
Oh, no, it's the sisters.
It's the sisters?
Yeah, so we're in Hunter's room. Yeah. Hunter... This is where we get explained that he learned how to open doors.
Oh, yes.
He's a velociraptor now. He learned how to open doors. And then she mentions that this is when we start getting Chrissy like, oh, do you remember when things happened when we were little? I don't really remember, but I remember being scared.
Yeah.
Because I think she's feeling weird things at this
point. I kind of hate this shot because it's very like documentary. Like she's just sitting there like having a conversation with you with a camera in your face. And I'm like, that'd be so awkward.
Like, why are you recording me?
Yeah, like when we have...
Hunter don't need to hear this.
It's like, can we have this conversation like without the camera?
I'm not gonna show Hunter what I did 20 years ago. But we cut to Christy hearing a noise.
Yeah.
She goes to investigate. She gets Hunter from the crib. It's in his room, and she's looking around. But this is when the baby
carousel
moves like spinning by itself. And I was like, I've never noticed that because in this movie, his room, I feel like the camera might be at a weird angle for me, but it's not a weird angle either because it's like a perfect one. Because he has a big mirror closet, which I do like because I feel like you could see something from the reflection. He also has the door pointing outside, which you could probably see something there, and also to the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I'm always paying attention to those 3 spots, never the crib. But the carousel moves here, and I just noticed that.
Yeah, I was just like, really? It's like that's like the first, like it's so out there.
It would have been so much better if they played more with the mirror.
Yeah, I will say it's because my thing is it's very like obvious. It's like the obvious thing. It's what moves. It's like because later it's like a pan. It's like the most obvious pan in.
It could have been the chair in the corner.
Yeah, or like a door kind of opens a little bit,
which happens later. Yeah. Too. Then night 3. This is when we get Hunter, the baby, kind of mumbling at somebody.
Oh,
while he's in the crib and he's just looking up and just mumbling. And I was like, that's when you go up for adoption.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Hunter, but you gotta go.
Either you or the house.
Yep. And is this one when we get Martine talking to Allie about consent?
No, not yet. It's coming up.
Oh,
coming up. So then Christy finds a picture of Katie when they were younger because she's showing Hunter like baby pictures.
Oh yeah, and it's this is your auntie.
Yeah, and it's the picture that we see in the first one, but it's burnt.
Yep.
And she thought that they lost it in the fire, which now I'm like, So the picture didn't get burned in the fire. If you think about it, it got burned in this movie.
Yeah.
But then someone take? Did you think Daniel took it to Katie's house
Or maybe
and left it in the attic?
Oh, like someone must have taken. That's true.
Okay, because I'm trying to this is what I'm trying to figure out that I might be a little confused on. If anyone can help me, they did, and I guess I'll ask at the end.
Yeah,
I'll ask at the end.
Okay,
but pay attention. Remind me of it. Remind me.
I'll try to.
Okay. So then, yeah, this is when I guess Allie's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go on a date with Brad,"
and she's like, "This is Brad."
But I touchy.
He touchy, say no. And I'm like, Allie, listen, because you're about to get pregnant. You let Brad, he gonna leave you because his name is Brad.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry, I just have to. He put his beanie on while he was wet, so it doesn't get wet.
It's all the ads. Then we get night 5, August 11th, where Martine hears a loud crash.
Yep, and then she holds Hunter because he starts crying.
Yeah, and then the dog is barking at the bathroom.
Yep.
And we don't see what it is. And then Christy, this is when, no, not Christy, but Martine begins to sage the house again.
Yep. And I would have been like, Martine, I trust you.
Yeah.
Because she is really like, from day one, she's like, I don't trust this place. And she keeps doing it. And the family, I guess, comes in. And Daniel immediately is like, get out of here. And like fires her like the next morning. She's like, sorry, see ya.
She's like, I'm just trying to get rid of the bad spirits. And Daniel's like, no creemos.
No creemos.
I don't care. Yeah. I don't believe. And I'm like, Daniel.
This is racially motivated. I don't think, like, and he's like, I told you not to do that. No creemos.
I do understand the fact of her doing it with the baby.
Hunter, yeah.
That is fine. I get that. That baby should not be inhaling that. But she could have done it. She could have left the baby upstairs. Ain't nobody going to take the baby at this point.
Yeah. And my thing is also, like, he's being very dramatic. He's just like, and then he grabs a pillow and he's like,
yeah, and I'm like, Daniel, we don't even see the smoke.
Like,
your house looks
so
normal. It looks fine. Like,
and I've had sage around me before. It's fine. It's not a terrible smell. Like, it's not that bad.
My mom, whenever people used to come knock on the doors, to like try to get us to their church, she would turn on like one of those sage sticks and put it at the door and start so the smell goes through the door.
Yeah.
And they would leave.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Mm-hmm. Huh.
And I believe it was the Mormons that used to come always to the door.
It's usually the Mormons.
Okay, then yeah, they used to leave.
That's crazy. I don't know
if they believe that's like devil worshipping.
They probably thought it was weird as hell. They're probably like, oh, they're burning up in there. Let's see ya. But the only time I've been around sage, it was at my last job. Whenever we had a really terrible day, there was this one girl that would always be like, the demons are possessing the day. So she had sage in her bag and she'd be like going around with sage and she's like, we gotta cleanse this evil spirit that's making us have a shitty day.
It's not the spirit, it's the job.
Yeah, I was like, girl, I think it's you the problem. But
so yeah, she's just trying to warn them and they won't listen. And then this is when we get Hunter. He keeps trying to go into the closet.
Yeah, he always, every time they're having a conversation, like he'll subtly just be like grabbing the closet.
So I was like, maybe the ghost is in there too, but we don't know.
Or maybe Hunter is gay. I mean, who knows?
No.
His name was also in rainbow colors.
That don't mean nothing.
That's subtle. That's symbolism.
This is why I can't work with straight men sometimes.
I'm joking.
No, but then this is where we do get Allie doing her nails, and Daniel shows us that they could do with her feet nails, and Daniel's like, we could do at least it's her real dad. Because I feel like if he would have been a stepdad, it would have been kind of creepy.
It's still weird.
It's a little weird, but we get that the camera does night vision, which we don't get it till like much later in the movie. And then she's very upset that he fired Martine. Yeah. Because she's like, it's not witchy stuff. She don't got the crystals. It's just sage.
Dad, look at and I would love if she's like, all right, I see you, Dad. And she turns around and she has like a fucking cross like upside down and shit.
I would have loved for her to pull out a whole fucking kit of just like sage and crystal. And I would have been like,
taught me.
Girl, we could be besties. Like, let's do it together. We cut to night 8.
Oh yeah, night 8.
August 14th, where Hunter cries. And while Christy is looking out the window, the door opens, and then a loud crash outside happens.
Oh, yeah.
And then the next morning, it's a bird.
Which that's like Hereditary. They did it first.
No, wait.
Yeah, that happens in Hereditary.
Yeah, but they did it first.
That's what I'm saying.
It just sounded like Hereditary did it first.
No, I'm talking directly to Hereditary. Hey, Hereditary, they did it first.
Yeah.
And I love that Allie is freaking the fuck out about it.
Yeah.
She's like, "Ugh, that's gross," and the dad's being such an asshole. Like, "Oh, let's go cook it, medium rare."
I hate him.
I mean, I told you that's happened to me, right? Your face.
What are you talking about?
Not here. Sorry, your face.
Wait.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
So, I ate a bird. I thought I was editing the podcast.
Oh yeah.
I told you, right?
Yeah.
It was like the 4 o'clock in the morning, and I hear a loud bang, like really fucking loud on my window, and I got scared because everyone's sleeping. It's pitch black. I look outside, bro. There's a fucking bird with his neck all twisted outside. Bro, he hit that window so hard.
So sad.
It was really scary.
I wouldn't be so sad if I see that. Like, the poor bird just...
Yeah, but I was scared. I was like, what am I supposed to do?
You're fine.
I guess that's true.
And then we do get the baby monitor, and it's kind of possessing itself.
Oh, yeah. It looks like it's on, but I didn't know if it was being possessed or if it was like to let us know, like, oh, look, like when there's noise, this turns on.
I think it's trying to tell us that there's something in the baby's room.
Okay. I guess that makes sense.
Because of the way it's kind of possessed.
Yeah.
Which I wish we would have gotten more of the baby monitor. I feel like that could have been a creepy thing to use more of.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I was like, maybe the 15 minutes I fell asleep, maybe they used it, but I'm like, I don't think so. But I think, don't they use it later they use it in a later movie. I think the third one uses it, if I'm not mistaken, because I remember that coming back.
Either that or you're thinking of Insidious 2.
Oh, maybe.
I think there is a baby in Insidious 2 where I think the monitor does stuff.
I think so.
Because they don't use it more in this movie. And in the third one, they're not really babies. They're little. They're already like children.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's like they didn't really use it, and I thought maybe it was those 10, 15 minutes that I didn't see, but I was like, it doesn't feel like it, and it never came back at the end.
No, and I wish it would have. I wish they would have played more with the monitor. Like, they hear some real freaky shit coming out of that monitor.
Or the nighttime, it's like the baby's sleeping and the monitor wakes Hunter up and or something. Going crazy. Yeah.
Or like Hunter through the monitor, it's like, I'm gonna cut you, bitch.
He's like, who is that?
Then night 10, August 16, the pots fall from the pot hanger.
Oh yeah.
And then Christy goes to look. She puts one back, and then it falls again, and she's like,
hey.
Daniel.
And here's Daniel being a fucking guy.
So,
oh Jesus, Daniel.
They don't argue about it yet.
Oh, okay.
They ignore it for a second, but then Mika comes over. They're having another pool day. Mika now has his camera recording, and he's like, "Oh, this I don't know. It's not his. It's still the same camera.
It's the same camera, but he's like, whoa, I want to get one.
Yeah, it's like, here's the plot for the first one.
Yep. He's like, whoa, this is so awesome.
Yeah. And then Daniel's telling Mika that they might have a ghost. Yeah. So this is when the women are like, take us serious, and the men are not taking them serious. They're joking. They're fucking taking a joke, making a joke out of it.
Yeah. Like, my thing is, like, I get not believing it at this point, because it's like, okay, a pan fell, and they're like, oh, but it fell a second time. I'm like, it could have just, I don't know, maybe it's a shitty one. I don't know. Like, it could have easily been explained.
That's why we argue.
Yeah, but my thing is that they're going way too far. What the fuck was that?
What was that?
Was that
Sorry.
That was Siri. Whoa. That was so scary. Guys, Siri just spoke to us. Whoa. It's because you say serious, and Siri always activates.
That really scared the fuck.
Wow, that scared the shit out of me.
This movie goes up a star.
Let me go on my letterbox real quick.
I'm on edge now. That shit scared the fuck out of me. Oh my God. I'm sorry, yo. Oh my God.
Oh shit.
Ooh, that's because I heard it and I was like, what was that? And then
I was like, what?
And then I heard it again. Okay.
All right. Anyways, guys, this is the end of the episode. We're gonna sleep.
That scared the fuck out of me. And I'm not gonna sleep well tonight after that. I'm gonna make sure I have my dog right next to me.
Oh no.
Oh my god, that scared the fuck out of me. Okay.
Back to the movie.
So
obviously the men don't believe the women.
Yeah. And this is when they do start arguing.
Yeah.
Because Katie and Mika are gone. And
they're like, he's being really rude about it.
Yeah, because he's being rude. He doesn't believe her, but she's like, hey, the pan fell. I put it on right and it fell again. He's like, you probably just lifted in the tip. And then she's like, then explain why the fuck the pool cleaner comes out every night.
Yeah.
And he's like,
It was like, well, someone moved it. Like, he's just, and I get saying that, like, oh, well, someone did it. And then, because I've been in that dynamic where, like, someone does something and, like, nobody ever takes, like, oh, nobody ever did. I get that. But he's being a dick about it.
He's being a dick about it, but it's also just a pool cleaner. Like, I'm not going to get mad if you take it out. It's just, did you take it out? So she go to everybody in the house. Ellie, did you do it? Hunter, did you do it?
Hunter's like,
Abby, Roof, did you do it? No? Explain it.
And Daniel's like, well, we got to see the footage.
Yeah.
So they go see the footage, and what's happening is that it randomly like crawls up and back into the surface.
And I'm like, it's crawling up a wall. That is not normal, and he still don't believe shit.
Yeah, because he's probably like, I don't know what. Because I was like, oh, that doesn't do that. I don't know. Maybe it like sucks. Because my cousin has had one that like kind of cleans the side of it.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, maybe.
But in the water.
I guess that's true. Yeah, because it was a good like couple inches.
And also, off. Like, you know how like the pool have like a little like
the lip.
The lip. How they go up over? You know what I mean? Like, come on now.
That's true. My thing is like, I guess it didn't look that out of the blue. Like it didn't look that crazy.
I don't know, if I see some shit like that in my camera, I'm out. If I see the Roomba going up the wall, I'm out. Don't fuck.
See ya. Where's the Roomba? We look up. Oh shit.
Yeah, no, I'm fucking out. Then we cut to night 12, August 18th, where Abby is just looking at something with Hunter, but Abby looks like on guard, like the dog.
I'm thinking about Siri again. Sorry, Siri scared the shit out of me. I'm like on edge right now. Okay.
Anyway, so the dog looks very on edge. Hunter's just like, ghost.
I was looking at the mirror at this point.
Yeah.
Because he's looking outside.
I didn't notice the dog at first.
Oh, really?
No. And then I see where the dog is like crouched, like ready to attack.
Where were you looking?
The mirror.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, he was right there. But yeah, I was looking because I was like, oh, maybe we could see something. Mm-hmm. And it's the mirror is such an awkward angle that maybe we can barely tell. But there was nothing.
No, it's probably through the other side of the window because she was real close to the window, but she looked like she was ready to attack. This is when we cut to the next day, and Daniel's like, "Oh, Allie, Christy, come here. Let me show you something." And it's like, and I thought he was gonna push him into the pool, but it's just that the pool cleaner rockets out of the pool, and that's his way of explaining why he's been out all day. And I'm like, that is not what you saw in the video.
Yeah,
it did not rocket out. It slid out.
Not at all. And then he's like rubbing it in their faces because I'm like, that's not the same.
He deserved what he got.
Oh, damn.
And punched.
Jesus.
She didn't finish him off too well.
Holy shit.
Sorry. He made me angry. So they decide. Do you think
horror movies exist in this universe?
They don't talk about that, so I don't know.
Because I'm like, maybe now in our society, people are always going to be like, oh, this happened in this movie. Mm-hmm. But in this movie, they never have any.
Like this happened in Halloween.
Yeah, So I'm like, I always think about that. I'm like, I have to think about it like they don't know about horror.
Dunkin' Donuts exists in this universe.
Bro, they advertise this Dunkin' Donuts
twice in this movie.
The same commercial, bro.
It's a commercial on the TV because you see in the subtitle, America runs on Dunkin'.
It's so funny.
Might as well sponsor us for sponsoring the movie.
For real, come on.
But no, this is when they decide to have a date night because they've been arguing a lot. So they leave Allie with Hunter. Yeah. I was like, they leave Hunter with Allie.
Yeah. But even though Hunter should have been taking care of Allie because she brings Brad over.
Yeah, she's like, oh, my parents are gone. Brad. Oh,
Jesus. I know he's trying to.
They're playing Ouija.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Or Ouija.
Ouija. Immediately.
Yeah.
Like
I was like, oh, y'all just jumped to that, huh? And The first time they're like, I'm not doing it, or I'm not doing it.
Like they're messing with
each other. And it spells out pussy, and I'm like, okay.
Okay, Brad.
Yeah, but then the second time, they're really not doing it because it spells out Hunter.
Yeah.
And they don't really question it. I'm just like, yo, something's after your child.
Yeah, I'd be kind of
your brother, sorry.
But at the same time, they've been messing with each other for like that. So it's like, do you believe it really at that point?
I mean, if I'm not moving it, I'm gonna believe. Well, I mean, he moved it the first time.
Yeah, pussy. Exactly.
But then it's like, why would you do and say Hunter? I would have said something funnier like,
this is freaker.
Cock! Like, I don't know. But, yeah, it spells Hunter. Then we cut to Allie sleeping on the couch. The TV goes to static. And then there's like the shadow going over her. And it's like
that's
super
pretty creepy.
Hunter's upstairs fucking looking like down. The dog is looking downstairs. And it wakes her up because it like makes a loud bang. The TV goes back to normal. She's looking around the house for it. Then as she's going upstairs, the front door is open. She's going up the stairs. And then the door bangs again. And she's a fucking idiot. And I'm sorry. Because she goes downstairs and opens the door to check. Which is fine. I wouldn't have opened the door in my position. No. I would have just like, Dad, someone just banged on the door. You need to come home. Fuck your date.
Yeah, it's also late as fuck.
It's late.
It's like almost midnight, and they're not. It was like
11:30. It was like 11 something. Yeah, and
it's like
she goes outside.
Mom and Dad, y'all have children. Y'all need to come back.
Yeah, home. Like she goes outside, and I'm like, this is how you get mugged.
Yeah. Oh my God. And then she gets locked outside.
She gets locked. She got locked out of the house because the wind inside of the fucking house blew the door closed. What the fuck? What wind? I don't know.
I mean, the ghost.
Yeah, but Daniel's like, it was the wind in the house. I'm like, what wind? What wind?
Dad. Where the fuck is it?
But then this is when there's heavy steps going up the stairs. You see Hunter floating up, and then he's on the ground, and he walks around the house.
It's kind of cute where he like floats up because he has no idea what's happening.
No, he's probably like, as an actor, he's probably woo.
It's like, have you seen the Jack?
Yeah.
It reminds me of that when he's floating around.
He goes downstairs where he opens the basement door. He goes back into his crib. His parents come home. They can't find Allie. Allie comes in. She's like, oh my God, the door closed behind me. It was locked out. I'm going to be honest. As a parent, I'm like, where the fuck were you?
Yeah, where's Brad?
Where were you at Brad's and you just left your baby brother here?
Dude, that's true. They never question her about it.
But they get mad at her. He doesn't believe her at all. Daniel's just being a straight up dick at this point. Christy's kind of calm about it. She kind of like believes her.
Understanding.
She's understanding, but not Daniel. The next morning, Allie is still pissed. Daniel's like, what the fuck did I do? And I'm like, what do you mean? Did you forget what you did last night? How you didn't believe your daughter?
Yeah, you didn't believe your daughter, your wife, nothing. You've been trying to find evidence that it's not them.
Exactly. So this is when Allie's on the computer and she's trying to figure out if it's a ghost or demon because they're two different things. And then she finds, I think, an article where if a human makes a deal with a demon for wealth, they must sacrifice the firstborn son. And then I guess Christy's side of the family, they haven't had a son since like the 1930s. Hunter's the first.
And they're like, that has to be like some sort of coincidence.
Yes. Then Allie is showing Daniel what happened, and he's still... It's like the wind did it.
Daniel, bro. It's like at some point you're gonna have to be like, fine. Like at least go, okay, fine. I believe it.
But it's also a door to the entrance of the house.
Yeah.
Where usually those doors have the big locks that actually stick into a hole.
Yeah.
And if the door shuts closed that heavy, it's not gonna lock the door. Even if the wind closes the door, it's not gonna lock the door. You have to physically lock that door.
Even if it was like a scenario where it's like what door will just shut by itself, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like you have to think that door was shut and she was outside.
And I love that he's blaming the back door being open. It wasn't even open because you could see that she checked to try to open it. And I'm like, dude, just look at the fucking camera. Something really happened.
And that's the thing that I don't like about this movie is that they never check on the cameras. Like they did it for a couple of things. For like
here
the
pool thing, yeah.
And that's it. And then for like at the end. When she's like, you gotta look at the camera.
Yeah, because that's when the mom or the stepmom gets dragged.
Yeah.
So night 7 is August 23rd. Allie hears something. She goes to investigate, and one of the toys downstairs just starts going off by itself.
I think this is what I was asleep.
And that shit was fucking creepy because it goes off twice. One time it's in the kitchen, and then the second time when she's going around, it's all the way in the living room now, and it's just going by itself, and I'm like, oh no. So her ass runs upstairs.
I believe her.
And I would have ran to. She shows Christy, and then she tells Daniel that Martine was right. They should have believed her. Mm-hmm. And then Christy, throughout this movie, she keeps mentioning her childhood. Now she used to be very scared of something. She just can't remember what.
And it's cool that they're subtly like being like that. There was something back when I was a kid. Cause like it's like if shit like subtle would happen around your house, but you would scare of it as a kid, you would forget it as an adult.
Exactly. And Katie's over at this point, and she's trying to tell Katie, and even Katie's like, "You just need to shut the fuck up because I don't want to hear about our childhood. Because all I can remember from you was crying a lot." Yeah, I was like, "Damn, you acting like a big sister."
Yeah, I mean, she's
but I get
salty
it
as hell.
So then Christy's home alone with Hunter, and the kitchen goes crazy.
Yeah,
this is when all the fucking doors of the cabinets and everything just opens, and honestly, that got me because it's really loud.
It's like, really loud, but I think I was already expect because I woke up right before.
I knew it happened in one of the movies, and I was like, it's probably this one. So then Allie checks up on Christy, and they talk about if things get worse, what we're gonna do. Cut to Allie still talking about it because because I remember what it is. Christy is telling Allie, "Hey, Katie said like if we just ignore it, it's not gonna get any worse. We just can't talk about it. Let's just ignore it and just move on
because you're gonna freak yourself out."
Yeah,
which is true.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because it directly cuts to Allie on the phone like, "Yeah, so I think the house is like still haunted, and like I think it's a demon." And it's like this girl don't listen.
No, she don't listen.
But she was also the same one's like, "Oh, I hope the house is haunted."
Yep.
So yeah, well, she didn't get hooked on.
I do like that line that she's like, "We need to not talk about it because it's." Or no, this is later I think because it's when it's happening to Katie that she says that.
Yes, yeah, she tells Katie again.
But this is later in the movie.
Yeah, so it's towards the end. It's like right before. So then August 19th, which is night 19. August 25th, night 19. Abby seems stressed, the dog. Yeah. And she goes upstairs. She lays down with the baby in his room because she's always in the room with the baby.
That's cute.
Yeah. And this is when hours pass. It's kind of like what do you call that when
it's a time lapse?
A time lapse. And she goes downstairs, and this is when she has a struggle with, we don't see it, but the dog has a struggle. Daniel finds her. They take her to the emergency vet.
She fucking dead.
Yeah, she's not dead just yet.
Wait, that we know of.
I know they come home and they're like, and he does mention the next day that he has to go pick her up. Yeah. But then I think we cut to Allie on the phone with Brad, and they're like, "Oh, we had to put her down."
Well, no, she said we put him down. He's in bed. So I think she's talking about like Hunter. Like she put Hunter to sleep.
Well, we don't see the dog again, so
yeah, it's like subtly mentioned that she died. R.I.P. A good girl.
Yep. So then Christy, while that was happening, she was waiting by the stairs.
Oh, because she's acting weird already, right?
No, not yet. She was just waiting for them to come home. Yes. This was still the same night, and then she hears clinking again at the pots. She checks it. She goes to sleep. This is the night though, because when she checks on Hunter, the night light goes off. She turns it on, it flickers, and when she goes to go touch it again, she gets dragged. And this is how you drag. This is how you drag a person.
Yup. Guys, it's like aggressive.
Yeah.
Like
it's like she got grabbed by her ankle and just like whoop, and he pulls her down. She grabs the stairwell bars and it lets go of her, so she runs back up. And I told him, I was like, "Ghost, we can do this all day. Keep grabbing my feet. I'm gonna keep grabbing the stairs. You ain't gonna win." But the second time he grabs her, he drags her all the way down to the basement.
She went straight to hell.
Yeah, in the house.
The door closes and there's another time lapse.
There's a little bit of a time lapse. She comes back out, and this time she has no emotion.
Yeah, she's just
no emotion at all.
Empty shell.
And she's basically just hanging out in Hunter's room. She's just in Hunter's room. She doesn't want nobody touching Hunter. Allie tries to come in. Nothing. This is when we get a shot of her laying on the chair, and she has a bite mark on her thigh.
She got some thick thighs too.
I love you.
Okay. And then Allie looks away, she looks back, and she's gone. And this is when I would have threw the camera at the baby. Because I'm sorry, but like the door's kind of like a little open, and she goes to open it more, and the hunter's just hanging off the crib like, hey, but it was kind of creepy the way he was just like, hey.
I thought it was really cute because I used to imagine like, where's Christy? And it's Hunter. It's like, hey, Hunter. Like, he's so cute. But she disappears and like she's not nowhere to be seen.
No, then she comes in and it cuts to black, so we're like, did she just beat the fuck out of this girl?
It was like, don't fucking touch her.
Yeah,
and, like she screams it. This was kind of scary. Mm-hmm. Like I was like, oh shit.
She calls her dad, crying. The dad comes home.
So you need to come here.
Mm-hmm.
Christy's not okay. Yep. I thought she must have hit her, and since it's not her child, like she was probably like, oh shit, she fucking touched me, like she hit me.
I get it.
Yeah. But we don't get an answer. No. She just says that Christy's acting weird.
Yeah. And then dad comes home. She shows him the camera because she's like, you need to see it. Don't worry about Christy right now. You need to see this first. He sees that she got dragged, and now he believes.
Do we see it, or do you see his reaction?
We kind of see like when she's getting like dragged, and then it just cuts to him, and he's still watching it. Yeah. And then he hires Martine Bad help.
Martine, that's very nice of you, but you should have been like, let me see that paycheck.
Yeah.
He must have got a fat paycheck.
Because now you believe me?
Yeah. That was racially motivated, first of all. And now you're trying to hire me back? Mm-mm. But it helps him. I don't know why, but I wish this scene was more like Dusk Till Dawn, where like everyone has like a badass like holy gun,
and it's just Christy like. But the Martine sets up something. They're gonna do some type of thing to like send the demon away.
It's like a ritual type shit.
But this is where it gets real fucked up because this is when the camera goes to green. It's on night vision.
Yeah.
And it's just chaos. It's just fucking chaos through the whole house. I don't know where everybody's at. I don't know where people are. I know they end up in the basement. Daniel's looking for Hunter. We get like this demonic jump scare that got me.
Yeah, but do we explain like what he was trying to do?
It's right after this when he explains it. Yeah. He finds the baby. We kind of get some creepy imagery of the baby like walking around the basement, look like little Chucky.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah. And then they get a hold of Christy, and I think this is where he's like, we need the demon to go away, we need to send it to a relative, so we just gonna send it to Katie.
Hey Katie, you got an Amazon Express package.
Yeah.
Possession. But Allie is like, no, we can't do that. That's Aunt Christy. That's Christy's sister. Like, we can't do that shit.
And Daniel's like, but this is my wife, so fuck her.
Yeah. And it's like, he's in a tough situation.
He is. But I'm like, you see, it's your fault Mika dies.
Yeah. But he's probably like, I didn't
But Mika's not any better either, so whatever.
Yeah. But he's probably like, I didn't like Mika that much anyways. So he can deal with it.
But he gets his karma because we cut to 3 weeks later.
And he's watching a Dunkin' Donuts. Oh, he's asleep while Dunkin' Donuts commercials
but
playing.
But this is when we get the conversation with the two sisters where she's like, hey, I'm feeling things. I don't know. Something's going on in the house. I've even told Mika because now I'm freaked out. And she tells her, just do what you told me and just ignore it.
Just ignore it. And I do like that because it's like at any moment she could have just come back to the sister and be like, hey, shit's weird or whatever.
What was my question?
Fish, I don't know.
I was supposed to ask it here and I forgot.
Yeah, but
I should have wrote it down.
What you think about it? You can mention.
So
but I do like that. I do like that they kind of say that because then it's like, well, in the first movie, she doesn't want to bother her sister about it. Yeah. So that at least cements that.
Yeah. So this is when we cut to the first movie, and it's literally the beginning of the first movie. Yep. Yeah. Katie comes home. Mika has the camera. They're recording. She's kind of telling him about it, and then we cut to October 9th. No, sorry. Yeah, October 9th. October 8th, Mika was killed. We cut to that.
Oh, yes.
And then October 9th, Katie comes over possessed to the Ray's house. She kills Daniel from behind, breaks his neck.
Dude, like fast. It was like he was sleeping watching Dunkin' Donuts commercial. Click. America wrong, not you, Daniel. That's what she said. She was like, and she's like covered in blood. So this is definitely right after.
Right after, yep. And then she goes upstairs, kills her sister by like slamming her ass to the wall
with Hunter on her hands. So I was like, Hunter, you good?
Yeah. And she just takes Hunter, and then as Allie returns from a school trip 3 days later, on October 12th, she finds Daniel and Christy dead, and then Hunter and Katie are nowhere to be found.
Yeah, and that's all through text because this is for Fades of Black. It's through text.
And then the
movie ends, but I kind of wish we would have seen Allie come back home. And then the movie could end with her screaming.
I wonder, that, or I wonder if they were planning to kill Allie too, and they're like, no, she's a girl. Let's just cut her out completely, and she just went on a trip or something.
Yeah, because I would have loved like that ending to be kind of like Saw, where it like fades to Allie screaming throughout the credits.
Oh yeah,
and that would have been kind of cool.
Kind of like Barbara Crampton in Reanimator.
Yeah,
how it's just black and she's screaming.
Exactly,
love that.
Like, I would love to see that. But that's it. That's
Paranormal Activity 2.
All right, everybody. So for our reviews, like we like to do, we go to a Letterboxd or any of the review sites and read a good and bad review that we either find funny, I don't know, we agree with, anything. So, Carlos, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. I was still trying to remember what I was supposed to ask. But anyways, my 5-star review is... Katie, girl, I am so sorry your sister's husband did you so dirty.
Yo, for real.
5 stars.
That's awesome.
And then my 1-star review is, can't believe they hurt the dog and not the stupid baby. 1 star.
That's very true. Hunter, does he come back?
Yeah, he's.
Or like, is he like a main thing?
His character is in the 4th one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So my number 1 star is this movie is about. Okay, sorry. This is a movie about how if you buy a nice house in the suburbs, you deserve to die. We're so extra. Right. So extra. And then my 5-star is well-paced testament to a man's arrogance. It is so true. That goes with this one and the first one.
Yeah.
I don't know if the other ones are kind of like that. Where like
I think I saw a review that was like, I think it was 1 star. I was like, Christy, Katie, y'all deserve better, man.
So true. So fucking true. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
There's no really kill until like the end. So I mean, I did like Daniel's kill way better than Christy's. Christy, I feel like she could have survived.
Yeah, because she just got
pushed.
But she must have got pushed hard.
Yeah, to die, like that's like, really hard. She probably
splattered a little bit, like.
But Daniel's death is so crazy because it cuts to a different camera and it looks so aggressive.
Yeah,
and he just kind of like jumps and he just kind of falls.
Yep. Daddy of the movie for me will be the dog.
No, Mika, obviously.
I mean,
Mika's the daddy of the movie.
Mika wasn't a villain, so sure.
He's not supposed to. He doesn't have to be a villain.
He's the villain in the first one. He didn't believe his wife. That's why they die.
Honestly, my theory is that Chrissy and what's her name? Katie. They were both really hungry. Because when you're hungry, you get really angry. So I think that's what happened. And then the husband like, no, shut up. And then they could have just got him some food.
No.
And then I think that's it. That's pretty much all of Paranormal Activity 2. Mm-hmm. What are we watching next week?
So next week I decided we're gonna do Insidious.
Ooh.
We might as well just keep it with the ghost of movies I can't believe we haven't done, even though we just I don't know. It just happened to be ghosty, I guess. Movies I can't believe we haven't done. It was an accident. It was honestly and it was an accident.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, what did I start with?
What do you mean? Like start with what?
What was the first movie we did?
It was we did Beetlejuice
first. Yeah.
We did then 13 Ghosts and now this one and now Insidious. And then we're going to have a special episode for the week after that because Carlos is gonna be gone.
Yeah, I'm gonna be gone.
So, but he's gonna be in that episode. We already recorded it. It's fun. So I hope you guys are excited for it.
And then after I get back, since I get back like right before we record usually, there might be a commentary. I just haven't picked a movie yet.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. We'll have time.
Yeah. But thank you all for watching.
Yep. If you you want to support us.
Yeah.
Directly, we always have our merch store down below. Mm-hmm. We have new merchandise over there. But if you can't support us that way, always a like, a comment, a rating in our audio platforms. That helps tremendously in just letting people know about the Horror Daddies.
And honestly, leave us comments of like the movie or something, and I would love to read them on the following episode after that. That's going to be my new thing.
It's so entertaining.
As long as they're positive.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But we love it. We love your opinions. I love when y'all call out shit. It's so great. I love it. So thank you so much for always interacting with us.
Yes. And remember,
no creemos. Carlos, we don't creemos.
That means we don't believe.
Horror
See you in your dreams. Well.